women happier than men or men happier than women? Let's get into it. I got some science for you today. Studies show that men are actually happier than women. Women constantly score higher in neuroticism in psychological studies. What is neuroticism? Neuroticism is a trait that tends to experience negative emotions like anger, anxiety, self-consciousness, irritability, emotional instability, and depression.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Calm Kingdoms. Today we're diving into a topic that's been getting a lot of attention lately. Older women facing rejection and what's really going on behind it. Stick around, drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's get straight into it.
Why does somebody that wants to be a multimillionaire like you cannot have a girlfriend?
What value can a girlfriend possibly bring to my business or bring to my journey? Nothing other than distraction.
Or she can make your life easier.
There's nothing that a woman can do to make my life easier.
100%. She can be your supportive girlfriend who cooks for you, cleans
I can
for
hire
you,
someone to
takes care of
cook.
the house.
I can hire someone to clean. I can hire
Right.
someone to
You
take care
don't
of the
get
house.
lonely, do you?
Sometimes you do. But as a man, that's part of the journey. You're supposed to be able to handle yourself alone. If you cannot manage yourself to be alone, you cannot manage to become successful.
You can't win over a successful man by offering cooking and cleaning. Those needs are likely already taken care of.
All the sexual power that women have when they're young falls off a cliff in extraordinary rapidity. Now, here's the thing, though, is that when we're young and we have less sexual market value than women, supply and demand, hormones and receptivity, we can screw up for a while, and I'm sure everyone has, I know I have, but then you can recover, right? So, I went to theater school. I got a history degree because I'm all about the earning, right? But then I was like, wake up, dude. And I went and started a software company.
Spending money on a theater degree doesn't make much sense. It likely won't help you in the long run.
So you can shake it off and you can turn things around. If a woman takes full advantage of that sexual magnetism of youth and, hoingo boingos around the community, then by the time she hits her late 30s, it's too late. And then you get like a half century of regret. And one of my biggest tweets was me just saying, women, your eggs die at 40, you live to 80. What are you going to do for 40 years?
It's wild to me how some women today spend their 20s not making the most of things like youth, fertility, and femininity. It feels like a missed opportunity.
Do you think that having a kid helps or hurts your dating life at 30?
I mean, they wanted me when I was pregnant, so I don't know. I have a little girl, I don't know.
But do you think they wanted you to commit, or they just wanted to, have fun with you?
I think definitely a lot of guys go for girls who have kids because they think that most girls who have kids, they don't value themselves. They think that, oh, this guy doesn't have a kid, I have a kid, so I gotta put up with shit.
Were you married to your baby father?
Yes.
Are you looking to get remarried?
No.
Of course, she doesn't want to remarry. She wants the freedom to leave whenever she chooses.
Hell no. You know how many married men I have in my DMs? Never. I'm not doing it.
How soon would you let your new man meet your daughter?
Oh my gosh, never. I don't ever. I have, this is a scary world as a girl mom. I've had men be like, oh, your daughter's so beautiful. Like, I can just picture myself with you and your daughter. I don't know. If my kid's asleep and they try, oh, your kid's asleep, can I slide through? No, it's a no. If my kid's there, you're not sliding through.
That's why many men hesitate to date single mothers. They may feel they won't be the priority and that they'd be taking on responsibility for a child who isn't theirs.
Am I oppressed?
Yeah. Do you think you're oppressed?
Yeah, I've definitely felt from time to time in different stages of my life, like in work and stuff. I've worked in different aspects of life, and I've felt people belittle me. I felt men put me below.
Yeah, but individual men belittling
Me too.
is not oppression.
You think men, you know how much we get belittled by other men? Our whole lives. It's like...
And you don't think it's worse?
I was about to say,
You don't think it's worse for you as a black man?
Most of these women have never experienced real oppression in their lives.
I do think we get oppressed, but I'm not sitting here talking about I live under oppression. Y'all are. So I'm trying to figure out, how do you equate...
I didn't say I live under oppression always. The question asked, do I feel
oppression to me
oppressed?
is constant. Like, a slave was living under oppression where you were made to do something. No one's making you get pregnant by a man that you deem undesirable. So that's not oppression. That's self-oppression.
These women live in the West. They're among the most privileged groups in society, quite literally.
Generally, this is the attitude when it comes to guys who earn less than 100K. And it's to do with social media, and it's to do with the male influencers as well, who promote having to have, $100 million just to get by. And it's just not the reality of things. Most men are out there working extremely hard, contributing to society and building things. I'm very lucky in the sense that I actually get to have a YouTube channel where I can earn a lot of money.
Okay,
if my
well,
YouTube
then
channel,
what do you do?
if my YouTube channel goes away tomorrow like that, people will watch some other shit.
It's surprising how some women seem to expect a world where it's standard for a man to make around $500,000 a year. Completely unrealistic.
Doesn't even matter. But these guys, if they stop building the structure tomorrow, all of a sudden we've got half-built structures everywhere. All of a sudden you can't flush your toilet. All of a sudden you can't have electricity. And all of a sudden we can't have protection from the police. These are the people who literally build the world around you. And it's just like, I absolutely detest that notion of people laughing at people who work with their hands.
They dismiss the idea of men keeping things running, even though they directly benefit from their work.
The big difference, though, that does not exist in women, that does exist in men, is paternity uncertainty. A woman who's promiscuous, you cannot guarantee the paternity of your child if she's promiscuous.
How are you going to DNA test?
Well, but that doesn't undo hundreds of thousands of years of evolution. So, for example, a woman who has 10 husbands, if she sleeps with all of them, who's the father? Whereas a man who has 10 wives, you know who the father is in each of those instances. If you have a child, you know with certainty that the child is yours, obviously because of just the anatomical and biological reality that women are the ones who give birth.
No child should have to grow up in a home where their mother doesn't even know who the father is.
But women, since we don't give birth, we cannot with certainty know if the child is ours. So one of the best ways to be certain of that is, one, if she's a virgin, or two, we know that she's not promiscuous and has a low body count.
I don't know. I guess I somewhat understand like what you're saying.
Why are women attracted to tall men? Why are women attracted to muscular men?
Because they can protect them, maybe this, like, I don't know.
Okay, sure. So in that same way, men are attracted to women who are not promiscuous. It's ingrained in us.
Women like this seem to believe their feelings can override thousands of years of male biological evolution. Good luck with that.
Instagram or a long-term boyfriend? Pick one. Okay, let's see.
Instagram.
Okay.
What?
Instagram.
She didn't have to think about it.
Instagram. Okay. Oh, you guys are getting red pill right now. Okay. What about you?
Probably Instagram.
Detroit.
That probably already knew, but Instagram.
What the fuck?
I would say Instagram. I haven't met or found a man yet that can give me what Instagram has given me. So Instagram.
Whoa. Yeah, this is why this show is less.
Instagram has had a major impact on many people's thinking, and some argue it encourages a lifestyle that keeps certain women single, and they may not mind it.
Sarah, do you see how all these girls are in a relationship with Instagram instead of a real man? They're addicted to attention instead of love.
Actually, yeah. And we wonder why divorce rates are skyrocketing and marriage rates are declining and men are overwhelmingly depressed. It's because of things like this. Somebody replied and said, "Who raised y'all? The internet?" Somebody else said, "It's fine, boys. They're weeding out the girls from the women for us. Girls love attention. Women value love." That's wholesome. It's also very real.
Some women may end up seeking validation from strangers online instead of building a connection with a partner who genuinely cares about them.
What would you want the minimum yearly income to be for your future husband starting with you?
I put 1 million.
1 million.
Yeah.
You want a guy who makes $1 million a year. That's a tall order. Have you ever dated a guy who makes $1 million a year?
Not yet.
Whoa, hold on. Okay. 31, ex-stripper. I don't know if it's in the cards.
Do you think that you will make $1 million in 1 year ever in your life?
What do you mean, think I will?
Are you already doing that?
Guilty as charged.
Okay, so then I think for what I want in my life, I'm getting into the right environment.
Like,
if you're a millionaire right here, then I'm sure you got friends, and who knows, maybe I'll be on other podcasts with other millionaires.
That's not really a dating strategy. It's more likely to end up embarrassing you online.
Wait, I live in Santa Barbara. I've seen Oprah. I've seen all these rich, famous people. That doesn't mean that I'm gonna end up with a rich, famous person. Just because you've been in proximity to somebody who's rich, like Kim Kardashian's assistant, she's kicking it with Kim Kardashian. All the people that work for Kim Kardashian. Doesn't mean that they're going to marry like a billionaire.
She refuses to accept that the men she desires often have very strict standards.
Women use their Instagram as like their own little attention economy. If she does not reply to your DMs, then you don't follow her. And if you follow her and she doesn't follow you back, that's a big red flag. In addition to that, you do not comment on her photos unless you have piped her or you are within 1 or 2 dates. These girls will like take as much free attention as they can get, bro.
The existence of dating strategies for Instagram really shows how much things have changed when it comes to relationships. It's surprising how many people today overlook the effort some men put in just to show they care. What makes it worse is that some modern women expect grand gestures in return for very little.
It is very hard to communicate facts without your interpretation of them or how people feel. I'm saying men will walk away, and men will walk away for two reasons. Number one reason, the quality of wives is too low. The women are too overweight. Not all. The women are too overweight. The women are too slutty. And the women, there's just not enough quality wives. You know, Aaron Clarey broke down the numbers that Michael Knowles, he was kind of disputing them in our debate. But Aaron Clarey did a whole video you can look up on his channel. It's from the Book of Numbers, going through how they got the 5% of women are marriageable stat.
When the number of people who seem like a good match feels so low, it's understandable that some men end up feeling completely discouraged.
What's worse, a man rejecting a woman because she's overweight, or a woman rejecting a man because she's short?
A man rejecting a woman.
I would say a woman that's overweight.
A man rejecting a woman?
Yeah,
okay.
is worse.
Yeah, same.
Agree?
I feel like it's equal, if I'm being honest.
Equal, okay.
I think it would probably be worse to reject a man for his height, because how can you fix your height in any capacity?
Sure.
You can't.
Sure.
Yeah,
So I also have to say the man in the height situations.
What about you?
Rejecting a man for height.
Okay.
I would say it's equal.
Equal. Q, what do you think?
Rejecting a man for height.
It's worse, though. Because here's why.
What
As
if they have a
woman,
health issue?
Men can't do anything about their height. Women, you can control your weight.
It doesn't make much sense that some people judge a man's value purely based on his height. That's pretty shallow.
Stop lying to yourself that you're advertising. Okay, you're advertising, and I've written before.
See, at least the old school feminists understood that. If you are putting all your stuff out there for everyone to see, of course you're going to get attention. Of course you're going to get men to be aroused by it. If you are literally showing everything, your butt and your tits, what do you expect is going to be the...
Some modern feminist ideas have been interpreted by some as suggesting that promiscuity is a form of liberation, though that's a controversial and debated view.
outcome of that? And if you were really comfortable and you were doing it for yourself, you would be wearing those outfits at home, in the comfort of your own home. But you don't do that. You post it on Instagram, you post it on TikTok, and you go out to the clubs looking like that. So let's call it for what it is, y'all, okay? You want to put out your thirst traps, and that's perfectly fine, but own it. Own it.
They may not openly admit a desire for male validation, since that could be seen as conflicting with their views.
Women our age are more likely to be in relationships than men, which makes you think, who is everybody dating at the end of the day? If the women aren't dating the men, then...
What crosses my mind is I think there's perhaps two explanations. One, women in that age group are dating older men, 30 to 40. But I think the bigger thing is that women are maybe think they're in a relationship or are in a relationship, and they're sharing higher quality guys. So... And there's this concept called hypergamy. Women are all chasing after the top tier of men. So a lot of women are happier sharing a top tier guy than settling for a guy that's actually on their level.
How else would you explain things like those "are we dating the same guy" groups on Facebook and similar communities?
Women happier than men or men happier than women? Let's get into it. I got some science for you today. Studies show that men are actually happier than women. Women constantly score higher in neuroticism in psychological studies. What is neuroticism? Neuroticism is a trait that tends to experience negative emotions like anger, anxiety, self-consciousness, irritability, emotional instability, and depression. Why is this so? Differences in brain chemistry and hormone fluctuations. Women Women are more prone to stress and ruminate. Men tend to engage in active problem-solving behaviors when they experience stress. And because of their coping mechanism, they are not experiencing as much negative emotion.
And those same negative behaviors are often reinforced by the people who also experience them.
Social media is out to destroy men. It's no secret that men are visual creatures. And honestly, I see no problem with that. But the algorithms exploit this as a weakness to keep you on their platforms as long as possible. By only filling in your following tab with IG models, you're feeding into the exact system that's making men weak today. My guys, there's nothing wrong with having primal physical attraction to women, but use that primal desire to attract real girls in real life. To become the man that won't accept a girl at face value, and the man that women need to better themselves for. You have the ability to change your own algorithm. So engage with content that will actually serve you.
It's often said that men have a role in driving society forward, but the question is, what roles are women contributing in return?
You want to know something? Women are the absolute cruelest creatures on this planet.
And, things I see that women do, things I know and heard that women do, the paternity issue, how these women lay next to a man for years, looking a kid in the eyes for years, knowing there's no relation, how good men get stomped out.
It's often said that some of the harshest social dynamics can exist within groups of women themselves.
How kids are just used for a check. I've come to the conclusion that I think women are just pure evil. Like, I really think women are just pure evil. Women are naturally evil beings, I believe. And only a woman who's honest about our natural nature of being deceptive can change it. Like, for example, I know that naturally there's a selfish, gimme, I want that type of way about me. So, about people, period, but especially women. So if you can't be honest and say that that's in there, then you can't deal with it and adjust.
Those behaviors were usually corrected through good parenting, but now they're often openly encouraged.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you that this is something that is so critical between men and women that I don't think men or women are really actually swallowing the degree to which this is important. Women in general feel such levels of unsafety that it doesn't matter how much unsafety a man feels, he does not understand what it is to exist as a female. Women are literally existing here kind of like prey animals. We're constantly in a state of fear. And so when the masculine container is there, providing that element of security and protection and really taking responsibility for creating the tonality of security and safety in the relationship and in life, that's one of the primary elements of containment.
Some people interpret feelings of unsafety differently. And there are also broader social influences that shape how those feelings are expressed and understood. If you'd like early access to videos, weekly lectures, and case study breakdowns of human behavior, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay blessed.